Do you like lettuce on your sandwich or on top of your cheeseburger? Or do you have a favorite salad that your family eats with dinner? If you're enjoying that sandwich or salad between the months of November and April, chances are the lettuce came from Arizona. Come along with us as we explore how leafy greens are grown in Arizona. Yuma, the region along Arizona's southwestern border with California, produces over 90% of the lettuce grown in the United States during the winter months. Can you guess how many servings of lettuce Yuma grows in one day? If you said 170 million servings, you'd be right. That means more than 30 million pounds of lettuce is cut, put in bags or boxes, and sent to grocery stores and restaurants across the country. Every single day. How much is 30 million pounds, you ask? Well, that's more than 2,600 African elephants in lettuce. Now you know why they call Yuma the winter lettuce capital of the world. So, why exactly does lettuce grow so well in Yuma?
Lettuce grows really well in Yuma because we have three main ingredients of fertile soils, a plenty supply of water from the Colorado River, and a mild winter climate.
Oh, hey, climate is one of Arizona's 5 C's. Yuma farmers have a long history of growing healthy and nutritious lettuce in a way that preserves the land and protects the environment. This is Kristen Smith Eshaya. She's the 3rd generation to work for her family farm. Today, Kristen is carrying on the family tradition. Her grandpa started the family business in 1970, and her dad later helped J.V. Smith Companies become one of the biggest lettuce farms in Yuma.
The most common types of lettuce grown in Yuma are romaine, iceberg, and leaf lettuce. Romaine is my favorite.
Most lettuce in Yuma is grown on raised beds, which means the dirt is piled into rows that look like little hills, with the tops flattened out. The lettuce seeds are then planted by machine on the flat tops of these raised beds, usually in 2 to 3 straight lines per dirt row. Raised beds are important because they help lettuce roots grow strong by regulating soil temperature and keeping water in the root zone. Raised beds also make it easier to harvest the lettuce, either by hand or with a machine. Lettuce seeds are initially watered with sprinklers, so they all germinate or begin to grow on the same day. This means all the lettuce plants in a field will be the same size when they get harvested. Lettuce can also be watered using furrow irrigation, in which water is sent down the rows between the raised beds, or with drip tape, thin tubes with small holes that deliver the exact amount of water the plant needs. Both methods are extremely efficient in targeting water to the root zone and minimizing water waste.
We are constantly working to improve sustainability, especially in our water use. We try to have as little impact on the planet as possible, and we care for the environment, the plants, and our people. At JV Farms, categories of sustainability practices include improving soil health, minimizing the amount of water we use, caring for the habitat and biodiversity, recycling, all while growing the safest, most nutritious lettuce possible.
From the time it is planted to the time it's harvested, lettuce takes about 8 weeks or 56 days to grow. Along the way, farmers must care for the crops to make sure they grow healthy and strong. One problem that farmers have to worry about is weeds. Just like in your yard or garden at home, weeds will begin to grow along with the plants. Because weeds compete with plants for water and nutrients in the soil, they must be removed. Have you ever pulled a weed from the ground? This is how weeds have always been removed from the fields, by hand. But get this, now we have robots that can weed for us. That's right, there are machines that use cameras and computer vision to identify the difference between a weed and a plant. Then they kill the weeds and leave the plants unharmed. Some robots spray the weeds with herbicides to kill them. Others use small knives to dig out the weeds from in between the plants. One machine even zaps the weeds with lasers. Welcome to the future of farming. Another problem that farmers have to worry about are bad bugs, which are called pests. Certain worms and insects like flies, aphids, and mites feed on lettuce and can cause major damage to the crop. So, how do farmers get rid of bad bugs? Many farmers use good bugs or beneficial insects. These good bugs feed on or attack the bad bugs while leaving the lettuce alone. Farmers like Kristen also use a combination of other environmentally friendly practices to prevent and control pests, such as rotating the types of crops they plant in their fields. This approach is known as integrated pest management. After 56 days of love and care by the farmer, the lettuce is finally ready to eat. But first, it has to be cut or harvested from the ground. Just like with weeds, the harvest has always been done by hand. Harvesting lettuce is a skilled job. It takes a lot of practice for harvesters to become good at cutting lettuce. Many harvesters have been cutting lettuce for years. One more thing is really important, and that's food safety.
You probably noticed all the hairnets and gloves. That's because keeping the lettuce safe and clean is extremely important to us. In fact, we have 35,000 seasonal workers who all have to come in and follow the same exact safety protocols. Some of our safety protocols include hairnets, gloves, aprons, anything that's needed for that particular crop to keep the crop safe and clean. Our safety protocols also include no jewelry in the field so that nothing can fall off and get into any of your product that you're eating at home.
Once harvested, the lettuce is either placed in individual bags or big boxes, then taken to a big refrigerator called a cooler. To keep it fresh and crisp, lettuce must be stored at a temperature between 32 and 36 degrees Fahrenheit and must be kept at this temperature from the time it leaves the cooler until it reaches the restaurant or grocery store. This is called the cold chain. To make sure the cold chain is not broken, the lettuce is taken from the cooler to its final destination on big trucks with refrigerated trailers. Now you know the story of how your lettuce gets from the field to your dinner plate. So the next time you're enjoying the fresh crunch of lettuce on your sandwich or in a salad, be sure to think of the farmers in Arizona.